So today we're gonna talk about hydration and bodybuilding in specific and also losing weight and whatnot, because I found or think and believe that it might really be a pretty big part of, staying healthy, but especially also if you're just trying to, get into a specific shape or be and stay in a specific shape, that it might be also influencing that. I think that way because back in summer 2020, where I've essentially been in the best shape of my whole entire life, I think now in retrospect, I have really realized that I've been really, really, really thin and therefore, quite shredded, quote unquote. So there was not quite a lot of muscle on my frame. It's rather been like, okay, just a relatively low amount of fat, which, let me look pretty lean and pretty good, therefore, at least in my eyes. And also felt really good, in terms of my energy levels, in terms of my productivity, in terms of my well-being essentially as well. And what I did then was, first of all, really not overeating and really not eating that much, but I've also been drinking consistently and consistently quite a lot, which is something that I've quite never ever done. And at this point in time, I'm actually really also not doing a good job at that, especially when I'm at work and I really don't want to go to pee like every hour or something, which is quite also not possible for me, which is a, pretty big factor. So I thought about really drinking a lot when I'm at home, which is, also quite a decent amount of time. But yeah, it is what it is. And so I thought, well, let's look up some studies or some articles on in which way drinking water or hydration is improving or declining your performance and what it does to your body and all of those things, quite more related to building muscle and losing fat, or just in terms of fitness, health, and, sports, quite. So let's actually have a look. All the links are going to be down in the description, so if you want to check these articles out as well, then please do so. Hydration and bodybuilding go together like a needle and a thread. You need to drink lots of water if you want to build muscle and or lose fat at the fastest possible rate. This is one of the simplest and most effective fitness concepts to implement, yet it is very often overlooked. Since your body is made primarily of water, about 60 to 70%, it is no surprise that good H2O is essentially for achieving good health as well as a jacked physique, which really does make sense. Of course you need water. It really does make sense, and I've also, came to the conclusion, quote unquote, by watching one of Greg Doucette's videos, because he said the things that you need for proper muscle building is protein, a stimulus, and water. So as I remember. So definitely protein and stimulus. And something that you might be, seeing or hearing there is that you don't need to be in a calorie surplus. And, somebody on TikTok kind of explained that it's, two quite different and or non-connected systems. Like, okay, your calorie balance and or your caloric intake and also like muscle building. Like it's kind of not related, even though when you are in a calorie surplus, then it is quite optimized and or you are optimized for building muscle. Quite. So yeah, anyway, just a little bit of a side note. Despite water's importance, the vast majority of people don't drink nearly enough of it. This obviously is the case for your average couch-dwelling, inactive boob. But many bodybuilders or weightlifters, athletes, and other fitness-minded individuals also suffer unknowingly from less than stellar hydration. Since this article is about hydration and bodybuilding, I won't give you any advice or guidelines for the general non-fitness population. Instead, I'll address the topic of hydration for those who are trying to gain muscle or lose fat to build a physique worth admiring. So there's different points, and we're going to go straight to the first one, which is hydration and bodybuilding, why they go together. Drink water to build muscle and get shredded. Proper hydration is a key in any bodybuilding diet. Drinking enough water allows you to build muscle and lose fat more efficiently because your body is functioning optimally on a cellular level. To show you exactly why drinking plenty of water is important, I've listed specific effects and benefits of being hydrated versus being dehydrated. The first one is increased energy and focus. According to the study, the effects of mild dehydration, which is only 1 to 2% of water loss, include reduced concentration and energy, increased perception of exertion, greater fatigue and negative mood changes. Sounds like a shitty workout to me. Contrast this with being hydrated, regaining your energy and clarity, being happy and feeling like you're making the weights your bitch. Which I've also seen. Like today, while I was working out, I've been drinking actually 2.5 liters of water, which is quite insane. Even though I've not been that thirsty, but I've kind of definitely noticed that I'm having more energy and I also feel better, which was very interesting to me. And I do sometimes actually get cramps, and this might also be due to that, which I think is another point there. Increased physical strength. According to research, see this, and there's 2 studies apparently linked. Low to moderate dehydration, about 3% water loss, causes a significant reduction in muscular endurance and power output on weightlifting exercises. Specifically, this means you can do 1 to 2 fewer reps or can lift about 10 to 20% less weight, with the effects being most profound on lower body lifts. If you train in this state of dehydration, you're only training 80%, maybe 90% of your potential, which is physically impossible for you to give it your all because, it's just not possible. But going into a workout fully hydrated, you are able to train more intensely with heavier weights. Increased strength equals greater potential for muscle gains. Yeah, because you need the stimulus. And it is something that I've overlooked, quote unquote, overlooked for quite some time, because I was focusing on my diet. I was focusing on, rest as well and whatnot. But something that I've clearly seen is that when I'm getting a great stimulus, when I'm having a great workout, then I'm also able to build muscle better. Whether I'm in a surplus or not or whatnot, the stimulus really does change something. And it also just feels better. If you're having a great pump and having a great workout, that feels like a great workout. With some time, if you get experience, or if you are more experienced, then you totally notice what a good workout is. Compared to one that is really shitty. Afterwards you maybe don't really feel like working out, even though you've quite been wasting a lot of time therefore. Anyway, increased metabolism of fat, which I kind of anticipated. I don't know why, but it just kind of makes sense. Drinking the right amount of water ensures that your body has the proper environment for important functions to take place, namely the process of metabolizing or burning fat for energy. This process involves the liver and kidneys. In the simplest terms, this is what happens. The liver metabolizes body fat, while the kidneys act as the body's main filtration system for waste and toxins. However, the kidneys require proper hydration to work effectively. Water helps to make the toxins less concentrated and easier to process. If the body is dehydrated, then the kidneys must outsource some of the functioning to the liver. Therefore, the liver can't work at full fat burning capacity because it is quote unquote busy helping the kidneys filter our waste, which may or may not be true. I'm not a biologist in any type of form, but kind of makes sense. Well, I don't know. Excess toxins washed away, which studies have shown, or other articles have shown, that no, it is not the case, that you're not peeing out more toxins. Yeah, on the other hand, we really are 60 to 70% or whatever water. So yeah. Then we're having reduced food cravings. Water, like anything else you can consume, will fill up empty space in your stomach. Therefore, it dulls hunger sensations and help to keep your mind off food, albeit temporarily. This is especially helpful if you're drinking water to lose weight or to build muscle while minimizing fat gains, since the hunger pangs can be quite strong on a calorie restricted plan, having been on low calories diets myself, I can attest to water being a true lifesaver for keeping hunger at bay. Yeah, quite. Even though, I mean, you could get to a level of, water consumption that is so high that you're actually flushing out also good things like minerals and whatnot, which actually happened to a good friend of mine, which led him to actually have some more or less severe health issues. And also when you're fasting and whatnot, you really have to think about your electrolyte, therefore salt intake, or balance, so to speak. Yeah. Reduced chance of overheating. This is directly related to the previous point of reduced food cravings. However, with this point, I'm talking about how drinking water during or a little before a meal can help reduce how much you eat when the food is in front of you. This is a great technique if you have trouble with overeating at meal times. And then also the last one, which is incredibly interesting, reduced water weight. You hold a lot of extra pounds in water weight if you're dehydrated. This is because your body doesn't know when it will get more water, and it must retain the water to keep a balanced water to electrolyte ratio. And so you excrete this excess water weight when you probably hydrate yourself with decreases the bloated look and may increase your muscular vascularity, which is something that I've clearly seen. Drinking some water and just kind of instantly looking bigger, more juicy, quote unquote, or more full, quite. So how much water should you drink? I'm gonna skip that. There is some, guidelines and whatnot. And there is also some points like, okay, just don't jug down 5 liters of fucking water or a gallon at a time and then drink nothing else the whole day long. But I mean, I'm at a point where I actually have to say, I just need to drink. I'm not gonna drink during the day because I'm not able to do so. I would just go and piss all the fucking time, and it's not, it's not working out for me. I can't do that. So I thought, well, let's just drink quite a lot of water when I'm working out, before I work out, and after I work out, when I'm at home, and I can go to the toilet whenever I want to, which I've already been going like 3 times in the last 2 hours or something, and I actually have to go again. Avoid getting cramps. Yes, I thought about that as well. Low carb diets, electrolyte or sodium low, could also be the issues with cramping, or could also leads to cramping. But most often it is poor hydration. Before increasing your water intake, know this. This is a good point as well. You'll have more frequent bathroom trips. It's important to realize that upping your water intake takes some time getting used to. Simply put, you'll have to pee a lot more often. But once your body adapts to an increase in water, the desire to piss your face off will cease. Which I thought about, and I think, well, I could try to really drink as much as I can on the weekends, so that I can also possibly try out to drink more during the week without having to just go to the toilet all the fucking time. But I could also just be smart about things. I could just stand up or get up, drink a liter of water, and then before I go to work, or when I'm right before working, I'm gonna go to the toilet. Yes, and then everything is gonna be fine, quite. It also depends on, when I'm waking up, shit like that and whatnot. Don't order on water. Yes, it is possible to overdose on water, although technically it is a condition called hyponatremia, which is water poisoning and is extremely rare. Recycle your milk containers. Keep sipping at flavors. You'll be more motivated to drink water if it tastes good. You can add lemons or limes. Use MIO, liquid water enhancers, or drink flavored waters. If you're on a cutting diet, you should not note that some people tend to crave food more if they drink flavored beverages. And if you want to be on the safe side, you should use moderation when it comes to consuming food drinks with lots of artificial stuff. Yeah, it's about health in the end as well. So I do have another article there. Yeah, which is including some pretty important points. So why is water so important? Water, like oxygen, is essential for life. You can only survive 3 to 5 days without water. Besides helping to maintain life, water performs several other important roles throughout the human body, including transporting glucose and oxygen into your muscles, serving as a critical component of your brain, blood, muscles, and bones, aiding the digestion of food, helping to convert it to energy you can use, removing metabolic byproducts like carbon dioxide from your hardworking muscles, regulating body temperature, especially during your workouts when your muscles generate 20 times more heat energy than a body at rest. So even with all its benefits, drinking water and staying hydrated is one of the most overlooked components in fitness. In fact, it's been reported that more than 40% of regular gym goers are at least partially dehydrated during their workouts. The bottom line is that dehydration can have a significant effect on performance. Anyone from runners to lifters can become dehydrated if fluid loss is greater than fluid intake. It is as simple as that, and dehydration can lead to reduced performance, headaches, fatigue, and muscle cramps. And just, actually, I think feeling worse as well, which, might be one of the reasons why I feel pretty sluggish during the day, because I don't drink anything during the day. And a side note there, caffeine, so coffee and whatnot, is, I think it's diuretic, the word. So it's just dehydrating you. Even though it is water, it's dehydrating you, which is not good. And there's a chart actually, or an infographic. The brain is 75% water. Blood is 83% water. Lungs, water moistens oxygen for breathing and helps carry nutrients and oxygen to cells. Then water also helps regulate body temperature, which might be the reason why I'm extremely cold sometimes. Could be. Stomach, water helps convert food into energy. Water protects and cushions vital organs. Water is needed to help the body absorb nutrients. Muscles are 75% water, so water helps to transport glucose and oxygen to the muscles. Bones are 22% water, and cartilage water aids in cushioning joints. Kidney water is necessary for removing waste. Dehydration can also cost you muscles, since it can negatively impact muscular growth and recovery. So high-intensity activities like sprinting and weightlifting suffer in response to poor hydration, says Dr. Wildman. Limiting fluid intake has been shown to reduce power output, increases rate of fatigue, and increases the risk of injury. A study out of the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that when participants lost 3% of their body weight in water, overall resistance exercise performance was impaired. Participants were not able to complete as many repetitions, had higher ratings of perceived exertion, and experienced delayed heart rate recovery, meaning it took longer for their heart rate to return to normal. And there's something else. They found that a 2.5% decrease in body weight led to significantly less work being completed during multiple sets of back squats. How much fluid do you need? And there's actually a calculator. Generally speaking, women require 90 ounces or 11 cups per day, while men should be getting around 125 ounces or 16 cups per day. I'm gonna calculate this. I'm weighing around, I think, 65 kilograms or something. Total daily workout time, more than an hour. Calculate. Target daily fluid intake is 22 ounces. I don't know what 22 ounces is in metric system. 3.4 liters, apparently. What other factors influence dehydration? Altitude, climate, level of activity. And there is another chart actually. While water is a great choice, you can also sip juice, milk, or some BCAAs. Avoid drinking large amounts of water at one time. This actually slows down the digestion and absorption of fluids, leaving you with a gut full of fluids. Well, I do want to go through the chart here till the end. Up to 2% of dehydration or water loss as percent of body weight impairs thermoregulatory ability. Then 2 to 4% reduced muscle endurance. 4 to 6 reduced muscular strength, reduced endurance time, and heat cramps. 6 to 8 severe head cramps, head exhaustion, heat stroke, coma, and also death. I do wonder how I'm actually able to still be alive, because my body sometimes really does not get any water. I've bettered myself, I gotta actually have to say that, but it is not good. It really is not good, and I'm seeing that and knowing that and whatnot. Something else, some other article. Role of hydration in bodybuilding. Maintains muscle pump. When exercised, the muscles undergoes contractions, and during these contractions, water is driven from the blood into your muscles and makes them swell. Hydration speeds up recovery, energy for workout, improves muscle growth. A rise in load on your body gives you muscle growth, but if your body isn't properly hydrated, then your muscle growth will be affected at its worst. Dehydration can cause loss of energy and fluids in your body, which will make it tough for you to lift the weight and gain muscle growth. So it is more or less passive rather than active. Prevents muscle breakdown. Fast and up reload for hydration. Fast and up reload is a hydration drink which contains a unique combination of electrolytes, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and carbohydrates for instant hydration and replenishment of nutrients essential for hydration. So it is a product. If you need it or not, yeah, probably not. If you're unable to drink a lot of water, then I would actually really do say drink tea, something that's really low in calories. I wouldn't also say green tea because of the caffeine, basically, but some caffeine-free drinks that are low in calories, whatever they might be. And I would also consider not only drinking artificially sweetened shit. It's not healthy, I think. And I'm also trying to really not consume that many artificial sweeteners. I think stevia is fine. Also health-wise, it's having some benefits actually as well, as I've seen. But I think, let's actually stick to some really minimally processed things. It just makes sense. Veggies, fruits, legumes, even though they are processed as well. Not that much, but anyway. Eggs. Well, eggs, veggies, and fruits might be the 3 least processed foods there is actually. I mean, meat is also processed. You're not eating a fucking cow. You just have to prepare it in some or the other way as well. Grains, definitely the case. Definitely processed. Well, maybe not that severely or that highly. But I mean, dairy is pretty much, highly processed. Anyway, gonna see you the next time. Stay safe. Bye-bye.